Hello, fourth graders. I just wanted to recap. Remember the first video I had the ladybug and the roly-poly. Well, I still have the roly-poly. I just want to show you what it does look like if you've never seen one roll up into a tiny ball. This is rolled up into a tiny ball, and maybe as I work through the video, it will open up into the actual roly-poly. Right now it's scared because I've accidentally dropped it one too many times here on my keyboard. But maybe I can get him. Oh, see, he's not too scared of me yet. There he is. He's opened up and he's doing his thing, and he is here. He's going to be helping me with the reading lesson today, which is all about roly-polies. Okay. So when we're starting with a reading lesson, we always start with numbering our paragraphs. So I have the Roly-Poly Pill Bugs as article. This is the one I'm using for my lesson. When you go in and do your own work, your article is going to be called Band of Friends. And you are going to do the same strategies that I do with Band of Friends, unless you're doing it in Google Classroom. If you're doing it in Google Classroom and you're not printing this out, you are not able to number the paragraphs or do the symbols, which is okay. Just be cautious of where you're finding the answers because you have some explaining to do in the document that you're filling out. Okay, so I am going to first start off by numbering my paragraphs. I am going to move it up as much as I can, but I'm still going to have to move the article up and down because I can't shrink it in the Screencastify. Okay, so here we go. Paragraph number 1, paragraph number 2. I'm going to move it up. Paragraph number 3. I get to move it back down. Paragraph number 4. Paragraph number 5. And that's it. And now I love this picture because you can see what the roly-poly does and how it moves and gets when it's scared and how it opens up and then eventually looks something like that, which is neat. Brings me back to my childhood memories back in the day. Okay, so we are going to get started. As we are reading, remember I am going to be marking my text and writing hashtags about the main idea of what the article is all about. Okay, so let's get started. Some people are afraid of bugs, such as spiders or beetles, but there is one bug just about everybody likes, pill bugs. Now, I am going to go ahead and circle the word pill bugs because up until now, I am thinking to myself, I've always called them roly-polies, and now they're calling them pill bugs, but I understand that they're the same thing, just a different word. If you pick one up, you know why its name is a roly-poly. Oh, there's the context connection between the two of them. A pill bug rolls up into a tight little ball to protect itself. Okay, that sentence I can relate to. I understand exactly what it does. This bug is scared of you, not the other way around. Okay, so what type of hashtag do I want to call this? Maybe I'll call it hashtag different names. Okay, I don't know. Okay, hashtag different names. Okay, now I'm going to go to paragraph number 2. These little gray or brown bugs can be found almost everywhere in the United States except for the desert. Now, when I first read this, I did put a question mark there because where do we live? What's our habitat? It is a desert. And what did Gavin find when he went outside? He found roly-polies for me. And so I was confused. I'm like, we live in a desert, but we're finding roly-polies. However, let's read on and you'll understand more. That is because they need to stay moist. But they can live in dry places like California or Arizona thanks to the lawn sprinklers. One of their favorite hangouts is under damp flower pots. Well, I guarantee Gavin, when he went outside, he didn't find the roly-poly out in the rocks next to a cactus. He probably did lift up a rock, or he was near our orange trees where we have the drip system, and that's where he was able to find one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move up the next paragraph. I'm going to erase this because it's getting in my way with our reading. Okay. Paragraph 3. Did you know that pill bugs have something in common with kangaroos? Once again, I'm putting a question mark. I didn't know they were related to kangaroos. After her eggs hatch, the mother pill bug carries her young in a pouch under her belly. That's important information. Oops, I didn't want to put a check mark. I want to put an exclamation mark because that is something that I find that is important. The little pill bugs stay there until they are big enough to be on their own. Okay, again, I'm going to get all my markings out of the way so it doesn't confuse us. The next paragraph is paragraph 4. Pill bugs also have something in common with snakes. Just as snakes shed their skin when it gets too small, pill bugs do too. This is called molting. Well, I didn't know it was called molting, but I'm able to make that connection. A pill bug molts about 5 times until it's fully grown. Pill bugs are a little like owls. Wow, we've got kangaroos, snakes, and now we have owls. Pill bugs are nocturnal. What does nocturnal mean? It means that they're very active at night. So again, we made the context clue connection. That is when they are most like to wander around and look for food. And they're also like earthworms. Oh my goodness. Pill bugs help break down plants in soil. Can you make a connection? All of you should. With benchmark testing, you should have been able to make that connection that you understand what earthworms do because you had to write about earthworms. Okay. Last but not least, put down just a little bit. There we go. We have paragraph 5. And, that's the one we read. That's the one about owls and earthworms. Okay, perfect. So now you've marked your text, but I forgot to do hashtags. I was doing hashtags at the beginning. We did hashtags and we came up with names, but I didn't do hashtags for the rest of them. So I want to go back. And in paragraph 2, it was talking about where they live. So I'm going to do hashtag where they live. And I know I'm writing on this, but I want you guys to be able to see it. Okay. Then I can go down and I can, whoops, I thought it was on the mouse. Why is this not moving up? There we go. Did you know that pill bugs have something in common with kangaroos? So I think I'm going to put right here, hashtags kangaroo. And then when I go back up, what is this other paragraph talking about? It's talking about how they're similar to snakes. And this paragraph is talking about how they're similar to owls and worms. So that would be my hashtags. Okay, so now let's go down to how to answer the text. When we're answering the text, we need to make sure we're showing evidence. Why are pill bugs named roly-poly? Once again, all of that information is found in paragraph 1. It talked about how they were named and where the name came from. This is for question number 1. So I would then talk about why they're called roly-polies and about how they go into a tight ball when they're scared. And this is for question number 1. Okay, well, I also found it in paragraph 1. So when I go back down to my text, I then, because of the space, I'm not going to type it, write it, but I would say stated in paragraph 1, pill bugs' nickname are roly-poly because they decide to roll up in a tight ball when they are scared. Then I go to number 2. Where would you be least likely to find a pill bug? Under a large rock near a pond? Well, first of all, I know they like to stay wet, so it wouldn't be A, process of elimination. In a vegetable garden, well, I know there needs to be water in a vegetable garden. Under a log near a downspout. Again, they like to be wet, so I don't think it's that one. Gosh, I hope it's this one. Let's read it. Hiding in the roots of a cactus. Oh, bingo. We know that they don't like the desert. So once again, I know it's D, but I also know that I am asked to find evidence within it. So I need to go back to my text and figure out where does it talk about them wanting to be in the desert, or don't like to be in the desert, I should say. It is in paragraph 2 where they like to stay moist. They don't like to be in the desert. So this is all related to question number 2. Notice how I mark my evidence. I write question 2. Then I'm going to go back to my text. And again, I am going to then know that my answer is going to be D. Sorry. And then it's going to be because of paragraph number 2. How is a pill bug like a kangaroo? Once again, we're doing question number 3. I go back up to my text. I know that question number 3, talking about the kangaroo, I know is related to this paragraph, which is paragraph number 3. It's related to it because the pill bug carries her young in a pouch under her belly. So I know that this is number 3. I'm marking my evidence. I'm writing the question number next to it. Now I go back to my question over here, and I am going to then fill in my answer by saying, according to paragraph number 3, I'm going to use a sentence starter. Pill bugs are like a kangaroo because they carry their babies in a pouch underneath their belly. Okay. Number 4, what does the word molting mean? Oh, I remember circling this. I remember molting meaning taking off the skin. It was comparing to a snake. I remember that. And I actually remember exactly where in the paragraph it was. It was in this one up here, which then was paragraph 4. So again, I would cite the evidence. Here's molting. I know it's talking about the shedding skin. This is question number, let's see here. That was question number 4 and happens to be in paragraph 4. So I would go back to my text and I would know that it's shedding the skin. So I would circle shedding skin, and then I would put paragraph 4 next to it because I'm able to cite the evidence next to the question. Question number 5. Question number 5 says, how are pill bugs and earthworms alike? Well, I remember that it's because they're moving the soil, and I remember that that was in paragraph 5. So the way I would state that is stated in paragraph 5. Again, use your sentence starter. Pill bugs and earthworms are alike because they both move the soil. Now I need to make sure I cite my evidence up in the text. This is question number 5. So I need to go back up to question number 5, paragraph 5, where it's talking about the earthworms. And I would then say, okay, well, just like earthworms, pill bugs help break down the plants in the soil. Well, I didn't mention plants, so I need to make sure I put that in my answer. But again, this is going to be question number 5, and it's found in paragraph 5. Okay, I think we're on the last question. The last question is number 6. Which statement is an opinion? Well, to best figure out this answer, you need to read all of the choices. The bug is scared of you, not the other way around. Well, we know that that's the truth. We even saw our roly-poly that we had visit us roll up in a ball. So I know that that's true. That is not an opinion. So it can't be A. The pill bug molts about 5 times until it's grown up. That's, again, another fact. I know that happens. That's not something that people are choosing to say. Pill bugs aren't just nice bugs. They're interesting ones. Some of you might have sat here and go, Mrs. Taylor, I can't believe you were holding that roly-poly. This is not fun for me. I don't like bugs. This is not interesting. Well, then when I say that they're interesting, that's my opinion. You're saying that they're not interesting. That's your opinion. So definitely C is talking about an opinion. Do you see the differences between these sentences? Fabulous. Now remember, you are not doing this assignment that you're turning in. The assignment you're going to be reading about are about some children who are going to be making up a band, and you need to answer those questions. Remember, if you have paper copy, mark your text, add the hashtags, show me your evidence. If you are doing a paper copy, your information is going to be done a lot more differently than what everybody else is doing. If you are doing Google Classroom, you are going to have a document that's going to look like this in Google Classroom. You are going to then type your answers here. And then because I can't see you mark your evidence, you need to explain yourself. Did you do process of elimination? Were you able to infer? Did you find the evidence in a paragraph? Explain how you came up with the answers that you came up with. Then there is a short answer you have to do. Explain the ways Jake tries to talk Harry into being a singer. Explain the reasons why. And then, did the friends agree on a name for the band? You need to tell me yes, no, and then how do you know that? Support it with your evidence. Now, don't forget that your evidence that you are using, you can always use the graphs, diagrams, the text, anything that goes with it. So when I show you the roly-poly pill bugs, I could use the title. I could use these pictures to help me form my answers if they would help me. Okay? Thank you so much.